Hello and welcome to Housing TV News at the top of the Our Community from our studios in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Siamal Ibrahim. Our top stories. Federal government launches financial inclusion training for 10 million Nigerians. Naira strengthens to $1,384.50 in February, gains momentum. Police criticized for alleged excessive force in Makoko protests. And on the foreign scene, Ghana suspends their poorer citizenship program. Now, the news in detail. The federal government of Nigeria has launched a nationwide financial inclusion training program aiming to equip 10 million Nigerians with essential financial literacy, investment knowledge, and digital skills. Vice President Kashim Shettima flagged off the initiative at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, emphasizing its focus on empowering youth and women. The program, implemented through the Presidential Committee on Economic and Financial Inclusion, has partnered with 6 leading professional bodies, including ICANN and CIBN, to provide technical expertise and mentorship. According to Shettima, the initiative is a strategic national investment in human capacity, crucial for inclusive economic growth. The training prioritizes women and youth, aiming to translate Nigerians' demographic dividend into economic growth. With a focus on digital transformation, the program seeks to equip Nigerians with skills for rapidly evolving digital economy, ultimately driving the country towards a $1 trillion economy by 2023.
It is a strategic national investment in capacity building as well as in infrastructure, which is the human, institutional, and ethical foundations upon which inclusive growth rests. Together, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let us build a financial system where professionalism differs trust, capacity unlocks opportunity, and inclusion becomes a lived reality for every Nigerian. Accordingly, on behalf of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, I hereby plaque up the pre-training of 10 million Nigerians with priority for women and youth across the country.
The essence of this agreement to us is very important, that we are signing an agreement for financial inclusion so that everybody in Nigeria will come into formal sector, and that will help even the new tax law so that people will be able to transact in a formal way through banking system and take credit, manage their finances very well. And you cannot do that until you bring everybody into the financial sector, that is the inclusion. Also to train them for financial literacy so that people will be able to keep their records and know what the business is earning or losing.
I mean, the key aspect of what we achieved today is, first of all, to flag off the training of 10 million Nigerians based on the support we've been able to secure from our partners, Allison, which is an international body for training, in partnership with WAWU Africa, and She is Included initiative, which is one of the flagship initiatives in the Office of the Vice President. The intention here is that for us to be able to penetrate to the nooks and crannies of this country with credibility, with integrity. These are the institutions, they have done a lot in that regard. So I'm sure by the time they rally around the initiative of the federal government to promote financial inclusion, financial literacy, digital literacy, economic inclusion, and all of that, so you know there's no doubt about the capacity of this institution. So they have now come together to support this very brilliant initiative to train a lot of Nigerians. Eventually, the training will now all go into hand-holding of these activities, as well as even providing a platform where entrepreneurs can actually do their trainings, they can have their way, can trade their thing. We can also leverage on this to be able to catch on the AFCFTA, which is the continental policy for Nigeria to lead the way in the export as well as other economic activities.
Nigerian Naira kicked off February 2026 on a positive note, appreciating to 1,384.50 Naira per dollar at the official foreign exchange market. This marks a notable gain from its January end level of 1,300 naira per dollar, and a significant improvement from 1,500 naira per dollar recorded in February 2025. They again reflect improved market coordination and sustained external buffers. The Central Bank of Nigeria's measures to stabilize the currency and narrow the official parallel market gap are yielding results. The parallel market rate also strengthened to 1,453 naira per dollar, narrowing the gap with the official rate to 62 naira. Analysts says the naira increment gain point to improving market confidence, a departure from the volatility seen in early 2025. The narrowing differential between official and parallel rates indicate reduced arbitrage opportunities and improved price discovery in the foreign exchange market. The Nigerian High Commissioner in Pretoria, South Africa, has had its electricity restored after settling outstanding municipal utility debt. The city of Tshwane had disconnected the diplomatic mission's power on Monday due to unpaid bills. The executive mayor of Tshwane, Nespi Moya, confirmed the reconnection, thanking the High Commission for honoring its financial obligations. This incident is not new, as Nigerian diplomatic missions in South Africa has faced similar power disconnections in 2023 and September 2025. The recurring incidents have sparked discussions about funding, accountability, and administrative efficiency within Nigeria's diplomatic missions abroad. With the power restored, normal diplomatic and consular activities are expected to resume at the High Commission. The state government in Nigeria will now share the burden of electricity subsidy with the federal government, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has directed. The subsidy payment will be funded through the Power Assistance Consumer Fund, a government-backed mechanism supporting low-income and vulnerable electricity consumers. Over 18 states, including Lagos, Ondo, and Ekiti, are already operating their own regulatory agencies, with others set to follow suit. The move aims to increase state participation in electricity regulation and financing. The Budget Office and ministries will review the fiscal responsibility framework to strengthen fiscal discipline, making fiscal rules more dynamic. Capital budget proposals must be delivery-ready and finance-ready, focusing on efficiency, accountability, and sustainable public spending. Access Bank PLC has appointed Ifeanyi Osime as its new chairman, following the retirement of Paul Usoro's son on January 29. The change marks a smooth transition at the top of the bank's board, with Osime bringing expertise in law, corporate governance, and boardroom leadership. The appointment underscores Access Bank's commitment to continuity and institutional strength. As a flagship subsidiary of Access Holdings, the bank is realigning its leadership framework to support long-term agreed, citing the need to maintain industrial peace in Abuja. We take a pause here, and up next are news stories from the build sector. Do stay with us.
Visit Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts. On Facebook, Housing TV Africa. On Twitter, Housing TV Africa. Instagram, Housing TV Africa.
Welcome back. Glad to have you join us on Housing TV News at the hour. Now to the build sector. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana has condemned the police response to a protest against demolitions in Lagos Makoko waterfront area, alleging excessive force was used. Falana visited injured protesters at Lasut, claiming police fired expired tear gas canisters, causing several injuries. The demonstration, organized by activists Hassan Taiwo and Dele Frank, aimed to highlight illegal demolitions to enforced evictions. Eyewitnesses say police fired tear gas at close range, injuring multiple people, including Kafayat Muftauddin, who sustained a serious leg injury. Falana described the police action as unconstitutional, emphasizing the right to peaceful assembly. The Lagos state government defends the demolitions, citing disaster prevention as structures were built under high-tension power lines. The incident sparks concerns over police brutality and human rights abuses. And moving down to Adamawa State, the Adamawa State government has commissioned a newly completed road network within the Federal Housing Estate in Gure local government area. The project features reinforced concrete drains, culvert, and a 3.5-kilometer stormwater drainage system aimed at easing movement and curbing flooding. Former Senate President Abubakar Bukola Saraki inaugurated the project, praising Governor Amadou Umaru Fintiri focus on people-centered projects. Saraki described Fintiri as a leader driven by integrity and commitment to public welfare. Governor Fintiri said the commissioning symbolized a governance approach focused on tangible results and accountability. He noted that the road network would reduce travel time, stimulate economic activities, and strengthen social interactions, reiterating his administration's resolve to complete all awarded projects. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency (NIMET) predicts sunshine and scattered thunderstorms across Nigeria from February 3rd to 5th. Northern Nigeria will experience sunny skies with isolated thunderstorms, possibly in southern Kwara, Kogi, and Benue. Southern Nigeria will see mostly sunny skies with intermittent clouds and afternoon and evening thunderstorms. In the state like Lagos, Oyo, and Rivers, Bayelsa and Cross River State may experience occasional thunderstorms on Wednesday and Thursday. NIMET advises residents to take precautions due to dust particles in the atmosphere, which could affect those respiratory conditions. Drivers should exercise caution in rainy weather, and airline operators should also check airport-specific weather reports. And finally, on the foreign scene, Ghana has temporarily suspended its citizenship application process for members of the African diaspora to streamline the system. The move affects individuals who can demonstrate African ancestry, particularly descendants of those affected by the transatlantic slave trade. Since 2016, more than 1,000 people, including Steve Wonder, have obtained Ghanaian citizenship. However, applicants have cited the process as complex, multi-staged, and costly. The suspension has caused uncertainty for potential applicants planning relocation or investment in Ghana. The government has stated that updated timelines and guidelines will be issued, but no time frame has been provided. And that's much we can take on Housing TV News at the hour. But before we go, let's take a recap of our top stories. In our news today, you heard federal government launches financial inclusion training for 10 million Nigerians. Naira strengthens to 1,384.50 Naira per dollar in February gains momentum. And also you had police criticized for alleged excessive force in Makoko protest. On the foreign scene, Ghana suspends diaspora citizenship program. For more news in the housing sector, subscribe to Housing TV Africa on YouTube. Download the Housing TV mobile app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. Many thanks for watching. I am Siama Ali Ibrahim, and bye for now.